Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel. Now, this is going to be the last time I'm going to talk about Arch because honestly, he is one of the biggest YouTubers and he's meant to be a lore expert. Okay? That's sort of what he does. I know he does a lot of political stuff, but I want to talk about his lore stuff because I don't know at the moment whether or not he enjoys being wrong or he's just ignorant or he's rage baiting to try and get more clicks because at the moment, I just can't watch him and take him seriously because of the amount of times he's been incorrect about lore, about current events, about the hobby, and all of that, and yet he's sort of held up as the lore expert. And yeah, he's been wrong more than anything else. And the thing is, usually, like, I was going to leave a speak, but this is pretty much because it's so wrong, and it is my favourite faction in 40k, okay? It's the Eldar. And I couldn't let this one pass, because to go on a rant about GW demystifying Eldar by saying that, wraithbone is now this substance that was always existed, and before it was sung into existence, is such a fallacy to me because that was the first time I heard about actually being sung into existence, and I've been doing Eldar for 30 years, so this was news to me. I mean, the only place I can actually think where you might sort of think it can be sung into existence is in Dawn of War, but seeing as that's technically not canon, though it does have a canonical story, I don't think we can really count it, and it's not really stated that they sing the wraithbone into existence either. They use teleportation and psychic and all that stuff to move things about, and so from one place to another, so it never actually kind of outstates that it's sung into. The older lore around wraithbone has always been that it's manipulated by song, it's manipulated by psychic powers, it's changed and by them, it's not created, and that's the word that's always used. Actually, if we go back to 2nd edition, where there's a bit on wraithbone, and it's basically it's a paragraph, and it says that it's a psychoplastic. It's actually the most unusual of them because of its strength, that it's strong as adamantium. That's what it claims in the 2nd edition. And that, it continues to say that it's psychically changed by the Eldar psychic. It's manipulated, it's changed. It's not created, it's changed. That's what it says. And that's 2nd edition codex. 3rd edition codex only really mentions wraithbone once. It's in the Wraithguard section of the datasheets, and it says they are made from the psychoplastic wraithbone. Once again stating that it was already a product that just happens to become wraithbone and is changed via one substance to another. It's made stronger by the psychic powers of the Eldar. And it continues this in the 4th edition and the 5th edition, all the way up. Like, it always has been a substance originally called psychoplastics. And then it gets changed to ectoplastics for some peculiar reason. I don't know. And that's it. That's wraithbone for you. It's a substance. It's from psychoplastic because it's a material that gets created from something else. It's always been a physical entity within the materium. The thing is, we don't know where it comes from. Only the Eldar knows where it comes from. And I can actually quote where you can find that actual part where it says we don't know where it comes from because the Eldar won't tell us. And that's from the Craft World Eldar Codex Supplement from 3rd edition. That's where it comes from. It's not ever mentioned that it's sung into existence, and to get all bent out of shape because you're wrong and you wish to remain wrong rather than being correct is because you want GW to look bad. That's all it seems like. Now, if GW did retcon this wraithbone like they said, like people are saying, I'll be like, okay, really, does it matter? Maybe it's just removing a mystery, which I think isn't always a good thing. Some mystery needs to remain. It has to. It adds, something kind of cool into the hobby and into the stories. But that's GW's IP, and what they do with it, I couldn't give two figs about. I know it sounds such offensive. I really don't. It's not my IP. If I don't like it, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to read it. That's simple. It's not face sitting. No, we know where my mind is now. It's not fence sitting. It's just having your own mind and deciding what you want. It's GW's IP. What they want to do with it is up to them. I couldn't care less. If the quality sucks, the quality sucks. That's where I'm concerned. And nothing else. It's always going to be that way with me. It's not about... anyway. But what really concerns me, more than anything else, is how many people are going to take him at his word. Because he's Archie's a law expert. You know, how many people are going to go, oh my god, GW's so bad, they retcon wraithbone. Yeah, if you're going to get bent out of shape out of that, why aren't you getting bent out of shape out of the actual worst retcon, which we've seen in a while, since, if you want to count female custodies and that, is the fact that we have Primaris Sanguinary God. And why that is a worse retcon than wraithbone, and it is, because it goes against not only the Blood Angels law, and I can quote things for this, how they are so anal about anything that was within the time of Sanguinius, I should say, that they don't change it. They will send people to die to rescue it. We can see this in the Blood Angels books, by the way, and the Night Lord's book as well, actually. There's two different army perspectives. We can see where these Blood Angels would literally send people to die to find something that was around the time of Sanguinius. Two armies' perspectives on that one. Well, I can only see the books because I got the omnibuses, okay? The Night Lord's omnibus and two Blood Angels omnibus. Sons of Sanguinius and Blood Angels. So, to change their armour, their Sanguinary Guard armour, to Primaris would be a massive thing for Blood Angels. They wouldn't do it. That armour is Crusade era armour. That's armour that fought alongside Sanguinius. That armour is so important to them, they would not touch it to manipulate it, to make it bigger or change it for Primaris. They would change the Primaris to fit the armour. They go, oh yeah, you're a bit too big, we're going to cut your legs off. That's what they would have done. Because the armour is more important to them because of its bond to Sanguinius. But nothing about that. But something that's not actually changed and not actually been altered in any way is something to get bent out of shape for. It just seems silly to me. Because it's not changed. It's always been a substance within the material universe. Wraithbone has always been psychoplastics / ectoplastics since the beginning, since 2nd edition. By the way, 2nd edition is when this first comes up. And, like I said, it's just a bit silly in my opinion. 2nd edition Eldar Codex, it calls them psychoplastics. 3rd edition, it calls 2nd edition Eldar Codex, it calls Wraithbone a psychoplastic. 3rd edition Eldar Codex, it calls it a psychoplastic. 4th / it's kind of weird because Eldar didn't have a codex for a long time. 4th edition, the 4th Eldar Codex word says psychoplastic. 6th ones, well, the next one is the 6th edition, says ectoplastics. There's your sources for you, where you can look them up. And that's it. I believe it's page 13 in the 4th Codex. Just in case, I think it's page 13. But it's just my favourite Eldar Codex. It really is. I think it's fantastic. So there you go. Oh, and the last page of Craftworld Eldar Codex Supplement, if you want to see that they don't tell people where it comes from. It's on the last page. Okay, it's this thing about an Inquisitor talking about it, by the way. So there's your sources, if you want them. I produced my sources for you. You can go out and look, download the PDFs. You'll find it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching this video. I didn't really want to do a video today. It's Wednesday, it's late, and I'm tired. But people have to do research first before running their mouths. They need to be able to say, prove what they said, and then go with it. I've given you my sources, and don't just trust one person's word for it. Go to a couple of sources, go to a couple of people, learn it for yourself, read the books if you want to, but just make sure that you can get the right information, okay? This is what it's about. It's about being honest and truthful and giving you the information that is correct, not just something that fits what I want to complain about. I try not to do that. I try to make sure that I am always objective with what I say. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. If you wish to save some money on your wargaming, up to 20% off, go check out Wayland Games down below. Up to 20% off, free delivery after £20, and there's a point system which gives you up to an extra 1% off. Pardon me. There's also for Bone Planet with comics, DVDs, mangas. There's my merchandise, t-shirts, and my comics as well. If you want to see Little Red Riding Hood go absolutely ham on some Lovecraftian cyber werewolves. There is also Skyforge. Give them a click, give them a look, get them up in the old Google algorithm. And there's finally Patreon, because business. Bye bye.